Well, you are listening to Meeting House here on Faith Radio. It is the 2024 National Religious Broadcasters Convention in Nashville. And at NRB conventions in the past and at this current convention, perhaps people attending the NRB event have seen an ambulance that is in one of the booths in the exhibit hall just across from us. We are on one side of the exhibit hall, and the booth area for Magen Adom is on the other side, which that is a medical organization that operates in Israel, and there are some amazing things that this organization does. Assad Joe Haddad joining us today here on the program. And Joe, it is great to have you here on the program today. You are a paramedic with the organization, and I'm trying to get the pronunciation. Magen Adom.
Yes, you are right.
Are we then?
So Magen Adom is Israel National Emergency Service. We provide ambulance services for patients and injured people in Israel. Also, we have the main blood bank in Israel. We collect, we safely test, and we provide and take all the blood to the hospitals for people who needs, especially on this time when giving a lot of blood for injured people. So this is our main work. Yes.
And we have been looking at some wonderful photos of your hometown. You are in Haifa, which is in northern Israel.
Yes.
And that city has been in, as you might say, the eye of the storm, if you will, with respect to attacks from Hezbollah, which operates in the north of Israel, and of course is having attacks into Israel. And Haifa is really a hub there, and you're able from there to reach out. Yes. And treat so many people.
Well, let's talk about Haifa.
Let's talk about geography. Yes,
geography.
Thank you.
Haifa for me especially, is one of the best cities in the world. I'm sure that when you'll visit us, you'll find that also. Haifa is the biggest metropolitan city up north Israel, and it have a lot of cities near it, big cities. It's located on the Haifa Bay. Which have the biggest ship port in the Middle East. So it's a very strategic place.
Mm-hmm.
It's a wonderful place. We have Elijah the Prophet from Haifa, from Mount Carmel. So it goes way to biblical times. It's a wonderful place. Yes, Haifa now is in a place that it's very high alerted because of the situation. Unfortunately, at 2006, between Israel and Lebanon war, the second Israel-Lebanon war, we had to deal with a lot of cases, this is the main concern in Haifa right now, not to go back to this period of time, and things could go over there. For now, the main fightings is up north, near to the borders, but we still can feel it in Haifa. We are very high alerted. We hear the sirens. In Haifa, we also have the biggest trauma center up north, which is Rambam Hospital. So a lot of the patients that we treat and we deal with, we bring them to this hospital through via our ambulances and our units and our helicopters from the north to Rambam. We have also helicopters, medical helicopter services. So we do that all the time, and we bring them to Haifa. So this is Haifa in a very fast and big picture.
Absolutely. Assad Joe Haddad joining me today here on the Meeting House on Faith Radio from Magen Adom, and that is, as you mentioned, it is the National
Medical Emergency Service. Yes.
Okay, in the state of Israel.
In the state of Israel.
And you are a paramedic.
I'm a paramedic.
You, of course, from your vantage point, especially in light of what has occurred here over the past few months in Israel, you have a front row seat to the high degree of human suffering, and the physical injuries are devastating. But you also
is.
have people, even in the beautiful city of Haifa and the areas around it, there are people, you hear the sirens, that has to create really a sense of fear and instability. So it sounds like that perhaps there's maybe a mental, emotional, and one thing we do want to talk about, a spiritual aspect to what you do. Comment just the degree of human suffering that you've seen over the past few months.
A lot of people are suffering from injuries, from the stress they are living right now, and this is not an easy thing, neither for the patients and the injured people, and for us as crew to deal with this situation all the time, to be away from home all the time, on a shift, in a high alert situation, in situations that we need to be ready all the time to act. So yes, it's very stressful time. On the spiritual way, Israel is a very religious place, and everybody can find a peace in his own religion and his faith. For example, me as a Christian Arab that lives in Israel, which is amazing to see, especially in Haifa. I always find my peace to go to church, to pray, to relieve myself, to ventilate myself, by finding God, by finding people that help me and gather together and talk about things during our church, inside our churches, inside our communities. And this is very important. I can assure you that also other religions do that together and bring peace to everybody's hearts when they gather and they pray together and help each other doing that and ventilate everybody.
Well, I appreciate what you were saying about the community and finding like-minded believers there, because you deal with what could be considered a high stress, high pressure job. And I'd like for you to elaborate just a bit, if you would, about how your Christian faith has helped you to be more effective in your job.
You know, when you live it, you don't think about it like this. I mean, you are asking me questions that we do every day. I mean, in the end, we go to our work. We take our beliefs with us. We work like our belief guide us, and we pray for our patients. We pray for ourselves. We pray for our families to stay strong, to have the strength to deal with the most significant situation that we can be on, and it make us go through this day. In the end, being faithful and and have this belief help us a lot to stand strong and to be able to do our job, especially during these stressful times.
You are listening to Meeting House here on Faith Radio. It is the National Religious Broadcasters Convention 2024 in Nashville. Assad Joe Haddad joining us today. He is a paramedic with Magen of Adom, and that is the National Emergency Service in
National
Israel.
Emergency Medical Service in Israel.
National Emergency Medical Service, and it operates under the auspices of the Israeli government. Is that?
Well, we are not supported from the government, but we work by mandate. We have to do this job. There's a mandate that gave us. So we mainly supported by donations from good people from Israel and overseas that donate for us and help us stand strong. Magen David Adom include 30,000 volunteers.
Wow.
That work every day, hand to hand, shoulder to shoulder, to save life. And they come from a lot of different aspects of beliefs, and their main issue during their volunteering times is only one thing: is to bring the humanitarian bring their humanitarian soul to this patient and help him as much as he can.
Well, and just to note the reason for Magen Adom being actually at the National Religious Broadcasters Convention is that there are a number of Christian people in America and really around the world that support this organization. I believe that there is an organization called Friends of Magen Adom who actually provide this prayer support, and you are working on the front lines, and I think it's a great reminder for all of us to keep those
Yes.
that are our first responders,
Yes.
like Joe and like even people in our communities. Of course, the pressure is intense now in Israel when you're in a war. Essentially, it's a wartime situation, and so that really, to me, it sounds like it ups the degree of challenge that you have.
Well, you're extremely right, Bob. You know, we came here not only to bring the bigger picture, the brighter picture and the bigger picture, and to talk about ourselves. We also came here to thank everybody that is supporting us and to explain to everybody that your support is very important to us. And sometimes it's an oxygen for us. So this support is very important, and we are very grateful and thankful for that. So this is one of the reasons why we came here. I mean, during these hard times, leaving family, leaving work, leaving job, and come here is not a thing that is taken for granted. We came here actually to explain what we are going through, and also to thank you for your support, to ask you for your support, for your prayers. It's very important for us. It's actually a thing that we can't deal without. Your prayers, your support in all aspects that could be. And this is very important to us. So,
and you also, something of note, if people are familiar with Franklin Graham and Samaritan's Purse,
yeah, great.
There was a donation of ambulances.
Wonderful.
I think it was a dozen ambulances that were donated.
We got. I hope that I'm not wrong with the numbers.
Okay.
But he gave us 14 ambulances
Okay.
and another 7 or 9 bulletproof ambulances. So in
Wow.
21 ambulances, if I'm not right, 21 ambulances. It was amazing. I mean, the numbers are amazing, and nobody asked for it. He just came. He said, "I'm going to support you. You need to have tools to deal with this situation. I am here to support you. I'm here to stand with you. I'm here to honor the great job you are doing." And I mean, this is amazing. We are so grateful and thankful for this support that came for us. I mean, each ambulance of these ambulances, in its lifetime, it's going to treat 10,000 people.
Wow.
So you just figure the numbers. Duplicate that in 21 ambulances. I mean, you are supporting hundreds of thousands of people by this donation. So it's amazing to do that.
Well, Franklin Graham is someone who obviously understands going into areas and providing hope and encouragement. And so to have that partnership and for him to not only say, "I stand with Israel," but also to do something about it. And that is, that's the question that we can all ask. We say these are difficult times for Israel, and from the standpoint of evangelical Christians,
Yes.
as we recognize that, as someone here at this convention was saying, this is the land of the Bible. We see so much with respect to the Christian faith. We see the hand of God and what he has granted to Israel for so many years as we look into the pages of the scriptures. And so there is a relationship there. So as we stand and we declare that we stand, then the question is, well, what are we going to do? And obviously, I think the first step is to pray, then to really become aware of organizations that are doing the work of the gospel. In fact, SavingLivesInIsrael.org is a website address that people can go to, and they can actually find out more information
Yes.
about the work that you do.
So if you're going to ask me what to do for us,
Yeah.
we need your prayers. We need you to bring out and to provide your listeners and your viewers the true story, the bigger picture, and to support us in any way you can. As you said, go to the website. You can find a lot of things that you can see over there in ways that you can support us. This is very important to us. And again, we are here mainly to thank you for this support. We are not taking this for granted. This is amazing. You are doing great job helping us, and we really need you to keep on doing that.
Well, you were sharing earlier, Joe, before this conversation started, about really how the work you do with this organization is a fulfillment of God's call, God's purpose,
of course,
for your life.
Of course.
And so as you look back on the work that you have done and that you are currently doing, what's the most rewarding thing? Not to put you on the spot or anything. But
The most rewarding thing is that in the end, I get to bring a relief for my patient. Okay, and there's no higher emotion or faithful emotion that bringing somebody to giving somebody a relief, or in a lot of cases saving his life or or her life. So it's very important for us. We are actually doing what God obey us, to preserve life in every way we can.
Outstanding. SavingLivesInIsrael.org. Assad Joe Haddad of Magen Adom, who is a paramedic for that organization, doing incredible work. Thank you so much for spending some time with us today here on Faith Radio.
Thank you.
God bless you.
You too. Thank you. Appreciate it.